Welcome everyone to this Cash Forex event. It is a pleasure to be here with you. My name is John Kinnear. Happy Friday. If it's Friday evening for you in North America or South America, or you have insomnia and it's 4 in the morning in Europe, or you're just getting up on Saturday morning. Whatever it is for you, welcome. We're glad you're here. Also, to those of you who are here for the very first time, having a closer look at this project, you've been invited by a friend by chance, a very special welcome to you. Most important for you to know, we keep these presentations very short. We're going to pack an awful lot into them. There is a real buzz that's happening right now, not only in my home country of Canada, but literally all around the world. In all four corners, we're seeing very exciting growth and acceptance of this project because of the basic principle where they're bringing Forex trading to the masses. It really is a very simple approach to Forex. So if you're someone who doesn't have a lot of Forex experience, but you've heard stories about how large this market is and that there's perhaps an opportunity for you to benefit from the Forex marketplace yourself without being an expert, well, I'll tell you very loudly and clearly that you have not been misled. That's absolutely the case. And so what I'm going to do to start is I'm just going to give you a very basic crash course into Forex if this is something that is new to you. It will take maybe 2 or 3 minutes and do this. First of all, Forex is an abbreviation. We're really talking about global money markets, the foreign exchange market. So anytime one currency is being traded for another for any reason, it could be banking, it could be corporate purchases, it could be travel, it could be virtually anything, you're participating in the global Forex market. So probably all of you have at one point or another. This is the largest, most liquid financial market in the world. It really is immense. When we say immense, take a look at this. Average daily trade, 5.35, that's T with a trillion. It's amazing. $5.3 trillion traded every single day. That would actually pay off the U.S. national debt in between 4 and 5 days of trading. It's remarkable. Now, one of the things that's extraordinary about the global Forex market is that it is historically proven to be recession-proof. It's a very big deal coming up, depending on, of course, what economists that you listen to or your opinion on the current state of things. But, it's been almost a decade, in fact, just a little bit more than a decade since the last time we've had a recession, the global housing crisis. A lot of people believe that we're due. Forex is a very safe place for you to be participating. Also, there's a great deal of risk management flexibility in the Forex market. And critically important, you can leverage yourself. It doesn't matter, young or old, big or small, corporate or individual, you can leverage yourself in the global Forex market. And in fact, you can even leverage yourself in this particular project. We'll talk a little bit more about how one would do that a little later on. And then this is weekends off. This is a 5-day-per-week market, Monday to Friday. So let's talk a little bit about Cashfx. Now, the shot that you're looking at as a background, that's actually a partial cityscape of Panama City, Panama. And that's, of course, where this company is registered. It's where their corporate offices are. It's where their trading facility is. It's where all of their staff are located. And in fact, it's where their grand launch event is going to be taking place November 8th. November 8th to November 10th, actually. So it's coming up in about 3 weeks. If you take a look at those skyscrapers off to the right-hand side of the slide, at the top floors of one of those buildings, in fact, the tallest to the right, I believe, is where the CFX head offices are. So really, we're talking about a team of professionals, not only in the trading space, but also in business management, also in home-based business management, and all the intricacies that go along with running a proper and effective home-based business where you're bringing a real opportunity to individuals that perhaps need to add a little bit to the end of their month to cover their cost of living. Of course, we know that the cost of living is going up in virtually every country around the world. And we also know that wages are not keeping up with that cost of living, whether it's housing or food or gasoline or whatever the case may be. There's more of a pinch these days, it seems, for families, especially in Western developed countries, than any time that I've seen during my lifetime. So the timing for this project, I think, could not be better. And when we're talking about corporate and we're talking about regulation, there are 3 different partner brokers that are partnering with CFX. And you can see the regulatory authorities those standards that are being met across the globe, whether it's FCA, DFSA, FSCA, or FSA. This covers most of the trading world. So depending on where you are in the world, one or multiple regulatory authorities are probably being met in your corner of the world. So the mission of the company, let's just be very clear. The mission of the company is to bring a very simple FX application to the average individual that would love to make Forex gains, but just doesn't have either the time or the energy or the interest of all of the work that typically goes into Forex, whether it's getting a brokerage account and funding that brokerage account, or whether it's buying and paying for a VPS, a private server for your trading to happen, or whether it's downloading MetaTrader and learning how to do that. None of that is required to be successful in the platform. However, you'll also learn that all of that will be available to you as well. So if you have the interest in earning while you learn, so getting involved in CFX, starting to see real trading gains through their global trading pools, and then learning your way into actually managing all of your Forex activities on your own, well, this is the perfect place for you to be. Now, one of the things that's critically important, if you are going to participate in the global trading pools and use what we call our trading contracts, one of the things I know that you're going to be excited to hear is the fact that we're going to have total transparency for you. And this is absolutely key when you're letting other professional traders or the professional traders technology do the trading on your behalf. So being able to see exactly what's happening, when it's happening, in real time, this is part of the tech that's actually going to be rolled out at that launch event we talked about in November. So let's talk specifically about how they create the results that they're creating, because a lot of the buzz that probably had your friend recommending this presentation to you is that the trading results we've been seeing so far are nothing short of extraordinary. Now, they're not unique. There are a lot of successful Forex traders in the world today, a lot of very large corporations, some of which I'm sure you've heard of. They're household names, companies like JP Morgan, companies like Goldman Sachs. The way large financial companies like that do their trading is it's actually MetaTrader 4. Before that's a very common trading infrastructure or software that's used in the trading space. And EAs are meant to help manage trading, what's being done, for either peace of mind, or if you are already deciding that you love the idea of developing the skills that put you totally in control of your financial well-being. Well, having this transparency also is a bit of a learning tool for you. And you'll see when I introduce you to the Academy, all of the pieces that are going to fall into place if you want to actually start learning this yourself. So it brings us exactly to where we need to be, which is what we call the Academy program. Now, if you've ever been involved in home-based business before, that's representing a company in your spare time to create additional income. Of course, this industry has been around since the 1960s. And many of the companies that would pop into your head immediately are product-based companies that have been around for an awful long time. And you've heard the stories of the numbers of millionaires that those companies have created. Now, one of the reasons they've created so much success is because they've been around for a long, long time. CFX, their primary focus is to bring a real product, even though it's a digital product, to bring a real product to you, a real product that they can actually build what they call a legacy company around. So they're focused on doing something that's never been done in the digital space before, and that's building a legacy program. A legacy program that not only can pay you today and tomorrow, but can pay you for years and years and years to come. And at the very center of any company like that has to be a real product. And that real product has to have real value. And that's where this Academy program comes into place. So I can't tell you how much money is being invested in the development of this, but I'll tell you it's an awful lot. And the benefit of that is we're going to have actually a university environment that you'll be able to spend time inside with video and written and audio material, everything that you need to start your journey through this process, understanding exactly what the Forex market is and graduating all the way through to the mindset of professional traders and how they create the results that they do. So the Academy is broken down into 3 basic series, and then there's segments inside of each of those series. The introductory series is called the Elemental. The intermediate is called the Supreme, and this is really more of a rubber meets the road. So taking what you've learned in the Elemental series and actually starting to make those trades. And then the Advanced Professional series is really designed to push you over the top, to really understand the mindset that's required to separate you from a consistently profitable trader from someone who's putting time in but isn't necessarily getting the results that they want. So let's transition now to what we call trade contracts. For those of you who are interested in the Forex games without necessarily dedicating time to learning how the pros are doing what they're doing, this is really going to be your home. This is, of course, where I focus as well. I love the idea of making Forex gains, but I'm not really the personality type to spend hours in front of my computer learning the intricacies of this particular science. So the Elemental series begins with contracts that absolutely everybody can afford. It doesn't matter where you live in the world. Any market, developing country or developed country, you can afford to participate in Cashfx Group. Now, you can see this seal, that circle, that represents our $300 contract. And inside the seal, you'll see there's a silhouette of both a bull and a bear. And those are there for a reason. They have a very specific meaning, and we'll share that meaning with you in just a couple of minutes. So first thing you'll notice is every single trade contract has an academy portion that the purchase of that contract unlocks. Think of the online university and think of your tuition or your membership, and every single time you upgrade to a larger trade contract, you're also unlocking another part of the online university we call the academy. So in this case, the academy is 30% of the value of the contract. So that Academy Pack 90 means $90. Now, that leaves of $300, the remaining $210 that actually gets traded on your behalf. So you'll start to see the benefit of that as time begins when the trading starts, regardless of your trading gains. Now, below that, you'll see the words Leadership Program. We'll explain what that Leadership Program is in just a few minutes. I'm quite sure you'll be excited about it. So you'll notice as we roll out each of these Elemental Series contracts, below that you can see Academy Pack. And every single circumstance, the Academy Pack is 30% of the value of the trade contract. So in this case, this is 4 different sections of the online academy that you would be unlocking. And you can see the balance underneath each one of those. So you have larger and larger amounts that are actually being traded as you're trading capital as you migrate to larger contracts. Now, what's really interesting about this, and I'm sure that many of you will be thrilled to learn, that the gains that you can make from any of these contracts is enough for you to put some gains in your pocket and then also spend a little bit of that and upgrade to the next contract. And the reason I'm telling you that is very simply, as you see the Supreme Series and then ultimately the Advanced Professional Series, you're going to see these are becoming larger and larger in denomination, and you can actually start anywhere you want to in these trade contracts and use your gains from the program to upgrade to the next and then upgrade to the next. We call it the contract ladder. So you can work your way all the way to the top of the ladder without reaching back into your pocket and spending any more of your own money. Remember, the reason you get involved in a home-based business is to make money, not spend money. And that's exactly how this has been structured. Now, remember, this is the Supreme Series. So this is really starting to learn the intricacies, understanding how to use MetaTrader, how to initiate, how to make those trades, if you choose to learn those things yourself. Because remember, you're unlocking 3 different sections of the online academy. You can see in the 5K, the 10K, and the 20K contracts. And then when we go to the Advanced Professional Series, we're 30K, 50K, and 100K. And I think the reason that I'm hearing, at least from a lot of my friends, why they're so excited is they can actually see this platform working for them. They see their results in their back office, and they can see very clearly how eventually they'll work their way up from wherever their starting position was to ultimately having a 100K contract and getting, of course, all the benefits of being the owner of a 100K contract. So let's talk a little bit about the rewards plan now. Okay, remember there's 2 groups of people, and you know exactly who you are. You're either going to be an individual who just wants to benefit from Forex, or you're going to be an individual who certainly wants to benefit from the Forex trading that's going to happen, the technology, of course, that CFX owns and operates. But in your enthusiasm, you just can't help it. You have to share this with others. Well, that group is the group I'm talking to right now. You'll have a rewards plan to also benefit from. Now, remember, when I introduced you to the trade contract, I showed you a silhouette in the seal of each contract. There was a bear and a bull. So I want to explain those to you right now. First of all, for those of you who typically don't share anything, you just want to be what we would call a passive participant, benefiting from automated trading, and that is enough to make you happy. Well, you'll earn what we call bear capital. That was the bear silhouette in that trade contract seal. And then for those of you who would love the idea of sharing something that's working well for you with others, well, you also have the ability to benefit from what we call bull capital. So with bear capital, you can earn 2 times the value of any contract. With bull capital, you can earn an additional 2 times the value of any contract. Okay, so up to 4 times the value of any contract. Fantastic. Now, remember I mentioned leadership points before. Underneath every single contract, there were also leadership points tied to each one of those contracts. So as you or your friends that have an organically growing group not only start with a contract, but then upgrade to additional contracts, well, there's a counter in real time. That counter is calculating all of those leadership points. I'm going to explain in just a moment. In fact, it'll be our very last slide. You'll learn why that's so important. All right, so I want to show you this example of this rewards plan and where the resources are coming from to pay this rewards plan. Now, if we remember that 2K contract, 30% of the value you can see on the right-hand side of that 2K contract is $600. First of all, I want to show you where that $600 goes. The first half of that, so 50% of the Academy Pack amount, goes to a sponsored bonus. So for example, if you sponsored me and I purchased a 2K contract, you would receive a $300 fast start bonus. You'd receive that bonus instantly, and you could also withdraw it instantly. But there would also be $300 that would go into your organization because I'm part of your organization, and you would also earn on that. But not just you, there would be other members from teams that would as well. So we call one a personal bonus or a direct bonus, and the other one is a team bonus. Now, if you remember, it's very important to understand where this is coming from. If you buy a 2K contract, you'll notice that it said in the trade contract page, $1,400 is actually being traded by the professionals and the technology. So that remains, that $600 remainder to make 2K is going into the plan. Now, very important for you to understand, although there's a great deal of money that's being spent on developing and running this online university, the company, CFX, is giving 100% of that Academy Pack dollar. 100% is going to you and to your team. They are retaining none of it. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the trade results. Remember, 2 groups of people, those that just want to benefit from trading and those want all of it. So for those, well, I guess this really appeals to both groups because all of you are going to be the benefactors of trading gains. So you can notice there's a large 15% behind the tablet of the person in the screen. Now that 15% is there because we have what we call a trade earning cap. Now sometimes, depending on certain market conditions, Forex trading can be amazing one particular hour or a day or a week or a month, and then market conditions can change, and then the trading gains are not nearly as lucrative. The idea of this cap is really to create a little bit more stability and consistency, especially for those of us that have no experience in Forex. And really, consistency is one of those things that makes us feel good all over. So how does this work? Very simply, you'll never see gains more than 15% in a single week. That's the cap. Why? Because what this does is it creates a bit of a rainy day fund. So if we have market conditions that change and we have weaker weeks, well, those weeks can get propped up by previous stronger weeks. All right, so all of your trade capital, remember the bear 2 times and the bull 2 times for up to a maximum of 4 times the value of any trade contract. So all your trading gains are attributed to the bear side of the program. Now, fast start, remember 50% of the Academy volume, Academy dollars, Half of that went out as a fast start bonus, and the other half is going to go out as a unilevel bonus, and you'll see that in just a minute. Now, first of all, what's important for you to understand, there is no auto ship. There's no monthly reoccurring cost in CFX, and this was by design. The owners wanted to find a way that they could allow you to benefit on an ongoing basis without you being hit with 100 or 150 or 200, or I've even seen Forex platforms that have $250 a month auto ships. Well, that puts a real strain on people, especially when they're getting started, having to cover that $250 every month, especially if you don't have a lot of capital initially to put into trade. In many cases, people that are participating in Forex programs all around the world are not even making enough money from their trading results to cover their $150 or $250 per month cost, their auto ship. So in this case, there is no auto ship for you to worry about, none at all. However, because the system allows us to take some of our gains and move up to the next contract, and then take some of those gains and move up to the next contract, for you who has shared this with others, you're not only going to earn a fast start bonus one time, but you're going to earn that over and over and over as the people that you share this with continually move up the contract ladder. So you get the benefits of an auto ship platform without you or your members having to pay an auto ship. It's very, very cool. Now, this, of course, is going towards the bull side, up to 2 times gain on the bull capital of any contract. All right, here's the other half of that Academy Pack dollar, the unilevel. Now, you can see in front of you is the layout of the unilevel. Remember, the structure of a unilevel is quite unique in that anyone that you sponsor, you remember from the last slide, you earn a fast start bonus. You can earn as many fast start bonuses as you'd like as your friends do what? As they move up the trading contract ladder. But the other thing that's cool is you can personally share this with any number of people. And in fact, once you see some of the applications for transparency launched at the live event, anytime you sit down with friends for coffee, you'll be able to flip open an application on your iPhone or your Android phone and be able to really show them exactly what's happening in your CFX business. It'll make that whole sharing with others and sponsoring something that's very easy for you to do. Now, whether you sponsor one person, 100 people, 1,000 people, or anything in between, every person you personally share this with is considered your level 1. So not only do you earn a fast start bonus, but the other money that goes into the unilevel, well, you're also going to earn 10% of that because everyone you shared this with is your level 1. Anytime they begin to share with others, that becomes your level 2. When those people share with others, that becomes your level 3. Because this is a very simple project, so it's really bringing the simplicity of Forex to the average person that may normally not want to participate in the Forex space. We're seeing incredible organic growth. Even though we're only about 2.5 or 3 months into what we call a pre-launch period, I know we're seeing 10, 15, even 20 different levels of organic growth. And it's a testament to the structure that has been laid out by the owners of this platform and the way they've done it in such a user-friendly and attractive way. Friends are naturally sharing this with friends, and of course, they're receiving fast start and unilevel bonuses for doing so. Now, what's really interesting is if you take a look at those executive pins, executive manager, director, and beyond, this is where we start talking about the leadership points attached to every contract, because you have the ability to earn your way not only all the way from level 1 to level 10, but you can see the green level on the far right. You can actually grow an organization over time so that you can get paid to infinity. So whether this grows to 20 levels deep or 30 or 50, 100 levels deep or even more, you'll be able to participate in all of that volume. Very, very exciting. And this, of course, also is attributed to bull capital. Now, the force matrix is a rather unique bonus because for those of you who typically don't share anything with anyone, you still get to benefit from this bonus. It's a very unique thing you don't see very often. I haven't seen it before. And what I love so much about it is that it feeds itself. The reason both customers, let's call individuals who just want trading benefits, we'll call them customers. They're going to buy a trade contract, and all they're going to do is watch the growth and profits from the trade contract, and then they'll either buy another one when that's expired or they'll upgrade. In any case, for those of you who are the sponsor of customers, you're benefiting. But what's interesting about this, if a customer is part of a team that's quite aggressively growing, and I'll tell you right now, because of how many attractive features there are in this platform, everybody's team is growing aggressively. It doesn't matter where you are, what country you're in, who you're attached to as far as genealogy. We're seeing everything move very quickly. So for those of you who are customers, because of the fixed structure of a 3x10 matrix, you can actually get what we call people spilling over or being sponsored into your matrix. I want to show you how that works. First of all, I want to tell you exactly where the matrix dollar comes from. Anytime that anyone, customer or builder, chooses to make a withdrawal from their gains, there's a fee that's charged, and that fee is a 20% fee. Now, if that was a 20% fee that was a commission to the company, that would be pretty substantial, but that's actually not the case. In fact, the ownership group retains none of that 20% fee. 100% of it actually goes to us. It goes to those of us that are actually building and sharing this with others. So let me show you exactly how that works. Here's the structure of the matrix. Now, where this is different than a unilevel. Remember I said you could sponsor 100 or 1,000 people if you wanted to in your unilevel, and they would all be your level 1. Well, that's not possible in a matrix. In a matrix, and in fact, the dimensions of this are 3x10. That's 3 people in level 1, 3 wide. So that means this matrix grows in multiples of 3, 3, 9, 27, 81, etc. So if you've sponsored 100 people, as an example, only 3 of them are in your row 1. And then you're automatically going to fill up row 2 and fill up row 3 and even fill up most of row 4. So for those of your personal sponsors that are just customers, you've already started to add people down below them in their matrix. Why is this a big deal? Because both customers and builders alike are going to earn every single time members inside their matrix do their withdrawals. Some people are withdrawing every month. Some people are withdrawing every week. Some people are withdrawing every day. It doesn't matter when it happens, but every time it happens, there's a 20% withdrawal fee, and half of that withdrawal fee goes into this matrix. Okay? So you can do some very simple numbers for yourself when your matrix starts to fill up to level 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. The numbers become quite staggering. And I mean, literally, for even reasonable withdrawal amounts in the tens of thousands of dollars. I'm not going to go into those details now, but I will tell you this. The people that understand the mathematics of the matrix are extremely excited about the potential of this matrix. Now, I said half of that withdrawal fee is going into the matrix. Of course, that leaves another half. Where's that other half going? Well, part of it is going into what we call a forced matrix match. It's a matching bonus. Let me show you right here. There you go. That's 10%. And then the other 40, the last 40% of that withdrawal fee, I will show you in the next slide where that's going. Okay, so any single person that you've earned a matching bonus from, you also are going to get a 10% match of their matrix earnings. So over time, as that matrix goes into 5 people, 25 people, 100 people, 800 people, and just continues to organically grow, of course, your members are going to see larger and larger matrix paychecks. And you're going to get 10% match of every single person that you recommended to the platform. But there's also a benefit for customers. Remember, customers also get to earn a matrix paycheck. And so you'll notice on the far right, you'll see all of those seals. There's the $300 seal, the $500 trade contract seal, the 1K, 2K, 5K, 10K, etc. And you can see levels 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is opening up more and more of the matrix for you to earn from. Why is this important? Because this is a motivation for even your customers. There's plenty of motivation for those of you who want to earn on the bull side, plenty of motivation to upgrade your trade contracts. But this serves as wonderful motivation for customers to also want to increase their trade contract size. Why? Because it allows them to earn deeper into the matrix. And don't forget, the other benefit for your customers is when they increase their trade contracts, what else happens? Their trade capital is growing, and so therefore their trade results are growing. And so remember, every single time, whether they're customers or builders, anytime anyone upgrades, what happens? more fast start bonuses, and more unilevel bonuses. Keeps the whole system running extremely strong, again, with no monthly auto ship requirements. All right, so as we said earlier, everyone gets to benefit from the matrix, and that's why you see the bear capital on here. And the reason that you see the bull is, of course, matching bonus comes from sponsoring, comes from team building. So this bonus actually affects both bear and bull capital. Last thing I want to share with you, and this is where that other 40% of that withdrawal fee is going. You'll see all the way through executive to manager, director, president, etc. As you move your way through this leadership rank line, well, not only are you opening up more and more bonuses, but there's also prizes along the way, some wonderful gifts that the owners have decided are going to be distributed as members start hitting these different leadership ranks. Now, the reason that I sound a little bit unsure of what the bonuses are, it's because they haven't been told to us yet. It's one of the things that's going to be announced at the November 8th to 10 event in Panama City, Panama. So you will see very, very soon, probably in less than a month, there'll be a slide added to this presentation. You'll know exactly what those bonuses are. But in addition to those bonuses, there's also a matching bonus that's part of the leadership program. And remember, all of this again does what? It affects your bull capital. So we've shown you a number of different bonuses that help you get to 2 times the value of any contract on the bear side and help you get to 2 times the value of any contract on the bull side. So with that, what I would like to say in closing is simply this. If you are someone right now in your life, you need a little bit extra, but you may not have the time to do a lot of extra work yourself. This could be a perfect platform for you. We're seeing truly wonderful trading gains. So the traders are doing their job and the technology is doing its job. Make sure you get back to the person that sent this information, that asked you to look at this presentation. All I want you to do is let them know this. Let them know whether you're someone who wants to benefit as a customer or whether you would also like to start earning bull capital as well, and they'll make sure they get the information that you need to get rolling. So with that, I want to thank you very much for hanging out for half an hour. Please make sure you have